Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So we have the update for the month of April. Patch 1.3.25 is live April 16th. The maintenance period has finished. You can now play the game. I'll read through the patch notes and show you the major changes within the game. So first up, we have the Onslaught mode. This is available in beta and you have 3 stages available right now. Stage 1 has 7 waves, 10 waves and 10 waves. You have to finish stage 1 to go to stage 2. Once you finish stage 1, you can also participate in the survey they have added here within this within the game. So over here in Albion, you can either go through the tactical transport control and you'll have the Onslaught mode available. Stage 1 has 7 waves. Finish this. There are some rewards available. You can see you get some XP and other things as well. Once you finish that, you can take part in the survey after completing stage 1, and then you'll unlock stage 2 and stage 3 as well. So this is available until the 29th of April. The other method is just go to the map and click on Onslaught mode and you can go through here as well. Now regarding the rewards for the Onslaught mode, it's mostly going to be the Ancestors module, and they also mention here that in patch 1.3.26 they are going to implement the inventory expansion so that you can hold more Ancestors modules. Next up, we have 2 new trigger modules, one for Viessa called the Firearm Cooling and one called Cache. This is for Nell, but also you can use with Lepic, I guess. So these 2 will be available from the Legion lab with trigger module Loot Edge. So remember, Loot Edge is basically something that opens automatically. So when you're doing the infiltration missions in Legion lab, you can have a 10% chance of getting these modules. I have done Wall Crasher once. I did not get them, so I'm assuming it should be added to the Wall Crasher as well. We also have the Storm Hanger available again. I'll try and make a video for this tonight if possible. So Storm Hanger is back and you can get the skins for Storm Hanger for the Descendants that were not in the game at the time, so Daya and Harris. They're also going to add the Storm Hanger skins with ETA when ETA arrives tomorrow. Leaderboards will be reset as usual. Now there is a new setting within the gameplay where you can hide the battle effects of your teammates. So if you go into the options gameplay display settings, you can adjust it from there. So escape, options, gameplay, go all the way down and you have this here, show battle effect, show all targets, show allies buffs and show only yourself. So these are the options. Try it out, see if that helps. Might make things a bit cleaner when you are in a group of several people using lots of skills. Next, we have some console exclusive rewards. They have done this in the past here and there with the Game Pass and PS Plus. So you have those things here and you can get basically back attachment, weapon skin for the Tamer, makeup for Esimo, and matte jelly blue, 4 paints of this one. And this period is from today 16th until the 21st of May. Next, they have added a guide function in the journal section of the library, so you can access that and learn more about the game. This is very useful for new players. So over here, you can press G to go to the map, go to the journal, and there's this new section here, guide. So you can search around and get some basic information like how to get the mastery rank and module enhancement, how that works. They've also nicely separated them from the early game to the different content and the seasons that they added. So for example, reactor option enhancement was a new thing they added when Serena came out. And then you have things like Void Vessel, Assumed Bridge Zone. This was episode 1 of season 2 and so on. You can see various season 1, ETA 0. You can see the various things here. Season 3, episode 1, Wall Crasher. So yeah, you can look around and you can also use the search function. You can also use this key to get information about certain things like fellows here, vehicles here. So yeah, very useful for new players, especially things like the crystallization catalyst and what this does. Now next up, we have balance adjustments for Descendants. Now I'll not read through all of this, but we have minor change for Nell, Gravitic Reversal. The cooldown has been greatly reduced. And then we have Viessa who's getting the major rework this episode. So you can see we have all these changes here. Again, I'll be making several videos, so I won't spend too much time reading through all of this here. But yeah, most of our Transcendent modules have been adjusted. Even Absolute Zero has had some improvements. The one we are all interested in is this one, Frost Bullet, where We can turn her into clay to some extent. Harris also gets some changes. There are also some improvements and bug fixes for Sharon. Cutoff beam gets a big damage increase here. So yeah, so we'll look into all of this once we go through that. Now we come to the interesting thing here, the synchronization values. So as you know, a lot of people have had their synchronization values adjusted. Most of them have received big improvements. Even someone like Glay, for example, has received a minor improvement here. And what this basically does is the ancestors modules that you have, their values will go up significantly. So before the maintenance, I had looked into one or two of my better modules, and so I'll show you now in the game how they have changed. All right, so I have Freyna over here, and I have some of the ancestors modules. Now with my toxic stimulation build, I have been using this one here with a lot of cooldown, tech power, and max MP. Now before the sync values update, the cooldown was about 16%. You can probably check my last build video. You'll probably see that 16 point something. Now this has gone up to almost 28%. So this will actually help me cut down some more cooldown from the Arche tuning or from the reactor or somewhere else. And I can actually put more power into the build. The tech skill power boost ratio was 26.2, I think. That has gone up to almost 45 now. And even max MP, which is blue, is 11.3. Now, people like Freyna, Bunny, they'll benefit a lot with the crit numbers. So I have here this one here, critical hit rate. So I have crit rate, I have cooldown, I have max MP, I have a negative toxic skill power boost. This has also increased quite a bit, but it's still not too bad because if you just hold the Fallen Hope, you get a lot of toxic power. So it shouldn't mess up. Look at the range on the crit rate. So before the sync value update, before this update, this was, I think, 206 or something like that. Now it is 384. So almost 400% crit rate just from this ancestors module. Now Freyna obviously doesn't have a lot, only 5%, but that is a massive increase just with the crit rate. You get 20% more or less from here. You have 5 to begin with, and then you can put things like the skill insight and the emergency measures, and you get a reasonable amount of crit. You can also squeeze crit from the Arche tuning, from the reactor. So now something like a crit contagion would be viable and a lot more practical even with someone like Freyna. The other one I have for my old contagion is this here. Notice the tech skill modifier. This is 108% now. This was, I think, 62.3 before the update. And the tech power was, I think, 22 or something, and it's gone up to 39. So massive changes here. Let me also show you Bunny, because Bunny, I think, will now benefit even more. It'll be easier to get a full crit Bunny. So first, this is the non-crit Bunny, and you can see singular modifier 176.7%. I don't remember how much this was. This was pretty good to begin with. But 176, it wasn't anywhere near this. It was like 60 something maybe. MP, look at the MP increase, 30.8, 31% increase to MP. Now the cooldown has also gone down, but yeah, we can manage and adjust there. Let me see if I have any crit Bunny. Look at this crit here. It's only a purple, but I'm getting 261% crit. Let me see if I have any more crit. This one here again is only purple, but 276.2%. And then this one here, 456.9% crit. And Bunny already has 10% base. So 456 here, that's another 45% crit rate just with this ancestors module. And then you put in all the crit modules, you put crit on the reactor. And yeah, Bunny will be now a viable full crit build. And if you get something like cost reduction or MP to go with it, you won't have the issue of the conservation using mods like MP. I'm not even using that. Maximize conservation and things like that. So yeah, so this is the massive change we are getting to a lot of Descendants just by the crit values and the ancestor module options being increased. So yeah, will be fun times to look at the various builds and adjust them. I think Bunny will be very viable for any game. Now, similarly, we got changes to HP values of some of the older Descendants where they don't scale with HP and things like that. So you can see here previous HP and then updated HP. A lot of people have benefited, but again, people like Freyna, she went from 841 to 1402. Bunny normal, let's look at Ultimate Bunny from 810 to 1516. So now if you're not using the HP module, it should help you. What about Ines? Is Ines in here? Yeah, Ines 934 to 1402. So for example, with my Ines build, I had, in fact, let me show you in the game. So this is my Ines setup here. Previously, I don't know if you saw my build, this was 9,377, and without any changes, this has gone up to 10,537. I'm also not using a HP module here. Now, if you want to go with the Bravery setup, Bravery external components, I had like 4,000 something health. Now, even with the Bravery setup, I'm almost, just under 6,000. So putting an HP module here and even the Bravery setup will be viable. Next up, we have the new outfits and skins. There seems to be something else that will be available after the patch. So bundle 1 and 2. I'm guessing they're probably going to split 2 or 3 of the skins into separate bundles. And then they have one big bundle that is available. Let me just show you. So they have this big bundle for all the Descendants. They have separate skins here at 750. You also have like an individual bundle where they put in a crystallization catalyst and a Descendant slot. So this one is a little more pricey, but you're also getting something like the Clairvoyance. And then you have obviously the individual ones. You have the guitar back attachment. You have the dance and the UI themes. So yeah, so 2 more bundles I think will be available. I'm guessing they're probably going to split them 3-3 or something like that. Next up, we have new in-game events, several of them starting today, 16th, and then there'll be one that will start on the 29th. As usual, you can look at the events by pressing escape and going into this section. So what we have is the premium cleaning service. So this is the usual 35-day login event where it will be available for 42 days, but 35 rewards, and Viessa skin will be the reward at the end on day 35. You also have this very nice looking skin for the perforator. Weapon selection boxes, you have several crystallization catalysts, attendance mementos. So this can also be useful for the existing login event where you have the Bunny and Freyna skins. So this will be available for another 6 days. You can still complete this. If you're missing a few days, you can also get, like I said, the attendance token from here. This one here, dismantle ancestors module. So when you dismantle an ancestors module, you get something called fragments. And then what you can do is you can go to BB on and buy another ancestors module. So I've just tested this a little here, and basically what you have is fragment exchange. So you can either buy just a module, and this one is module loot B. So I think this one doesn't have Dia's, does it? Let me see. No, it does have Dia's thing as well. So basically, if you can get this for 4, and you can randomly get one of the ancestors modules, or you can go and get one for the Descendant that you want. This will be 8, so but you'll get the specific one you want. Now, when you dismantle an ancestors module, you get 1 fragment. So you'll have to dismantle at least 4 or 8. This will be handy for people who have a lot of them sitting in their mailboxes and you're not using them, or if you're just focusing on a few Descendants. But yeah, this is, I think, one of the better event they have done with the ancestors modules. They've been trying various things, but I think this is a lot more useful. Let's say you're trying to build Freyna, you have 80 of these fragments remaining, you get 10 of Freyna's ancestors modules and you roll them and things like that. I think this is probably a more useful event for the ancestors modules. Now next we have the Accelerate Research Week. If you do a daily research, you get a crystallization catalyst, and then when you complete a void vessel on any difficulty, you get the items for the crystallization catalyst. So you just need to do void vessel 1 time and you'll get this, and you also get it if you open the box at the end, so you might get a lot of materials here. Then we have Asimo's Onslaught mission. Again, daily stuff, you get useful items here weekly. These are the weekly and these are the daily, so you can do that. And of course the old premium service, this is still available. Now there will also be this event, dice event. This will start on the 29th of April. So this will be random dice and you'll be rolling these and getting something useful. I see a lot of crystallization catalyst, gold, ultra alignment device, and things like that. So this will be from the 29th. Next, we also have Twitch drops this time. So you will get a Descendant slot along with the usual Twitch colors and a couple of crystallization catalysts, gold and Kuiper. This starts tomorrow, April 17th, and you have to watch any streamer for 30, 60, and 120 minutes, and you'll be able to get that. So yeah, check this out tomorrow. Next, we have some content improvements. So they have increased the chance of getting the Ancestors module loot when you do the Axion Plains infiltration missions and you select the support, the other infiltration thing. So they've increased the chance of getting it from 5 to 10%. They've also adjusted weapons. I haven't had the chance to test all of them. I have tested the Exterminator. It does seem a lot more powerful now, so it's very handy, especially in the Axion Plains for taking out the ships and stuff like that. It's much easier to use. You can sort of right-click, aim, and fire much faster now. So I'll look into this and see if there's any requirement to adjust the builds. But yeah, basically they have more power. I don't think we'll have to adjust the builds. Wave of Light also gets a minor improvement. Next up, we have the Arche tuning. So there have been some changes here. We don't have to go and farm for mutant cells anymore. You can just select whichever you want. And you also don't need things like the Arche genetic scissors and the fission accelerants and things like that, which we had to farm in the Sigma sector in order to replace any mutant cells. So they've simplified this whole thing. They've given you more loadouts for the Arche tuning, and Descendants that don't use MP or Shield, for example, with Clay, they have adjusted their boards a little bit as well. So if you see Glay, for example, Glay doesn't use shields, Glay doesn't use MP. So what they've done is these nodes here, these used to be MP, they've changed them to enhance skill power. Okay, and some of these nodes here, they were shields, so they have put that and made them into HP over here. You can see all of these are now HP instead of shields. With some of the other Descendants, again, people who don't use MP, they have done the same thing. So if you look at Dia, for example, you have once again the enhanced skill power. And if you look at the mutant cell, so we don't have to open this and stuff like that. Just click on whatever works here and you can select whatever you want. So if you select unused, it becomes blank as before. And then if you use chill chain catalyst, for example, over here, it gets applied. I wish this was like more colorful when it was applied, because at the moment it looks black and white. But yeah, this is the change here with the mutant cells. As you can see, we have 5 slots now. So yeah, just cleaned it up a little bit. I like this change here. So Keelan, Kyle, Harris, Dia, Clay, these are the people who have had these changes done. Everybody else will be the same. They've also made some changes to some of the missions in breach tracking in the Vespers map and also Sigma sector. They have adjusted 1 or 2 things here and there. The monster commander Gramoth, the dash attack has been reduced. They've also added more collectibles in the figurine section. I forgot what it's called. There's the NPC near the lounge where you buy all these collectibles. So these collectibles have been removed and these ones are available. Again, you have some ultimate tier ones as well. So pretty straightforward. When you do the missions, you get those premium coins from, let's say, the operational area mission gives you 300. And then when you have a bunch of them, you can swap them out and get these instead. Next up, we have some adjustments to the library. So now there's a search feature, target reward pop-up, and you can also register things quickly. So yeah, let me just show you in the game. All right, so here's the library. They've added the search function here, so you can directly search for something. So let's say you wanted to look at the ETA vouchers and how to get them. So you search them here directly and you can see how to get them. You can also use the key thing and search some of the more popular things. You can also select a target reward here. Just go through here and find something. Let's say you want Wave of Light. You can see all the mutant cells where you can get the Wave of Light, and you can target reward something. I don't know if you can with this one, but something like crime and punishment should be doable. Yeah, so you can now target this directly. Just make sure to click here and then target, and then you can select it here. Previously, we had to go into the weapons and go here and then target. Now it's a lot more straightforward. They have also merged the external components and reactors into their own category, like together. I don't know what benefit this serves, but yeah, you can look at these from here now. Next, they've added a all and trade tabs in the chat. So yeah, so this was expected. They've already mentioned this. You can see all of them. They'll be displayed in different colors, or you can select whichever you want. So as you can see, we have a trades chat tab, and we have an all as well. So you can pick whichever you prefer. They've also added new social tags for the party system. So this is the party finder, where let's say you want to find other people who are doing certain missions. You don't want Serenas in the group or something. So yeah, so you can use this one here. Next, there is some improvements to the UI and UX for the external components in your inventory. So now you can search for something like skill critical hit rate or skill cost or power, things like that from among the external components that you have. Next, they've added the purple tier weapons to Deslin for people who have finished the main normal difficulty campaign. So you go to Deslin, go into purchase, you can now get all the blue weapons which were available previously. And now you can also get the purple weapons as well. This will be very handy for people who are trying to get their mastery rank up and they're missing certain weapons, like the purple weapons. They give you like 28,000 XP or something for your mastery. So if you're just missing one or two weapons, you can get them and then compare your mastery and yeah, just get them very cheaply, hold them and just finish leveling them up to 40. So all of them are available. In the patch notes, it says the ranged weapons have been added, but it seems all of them have been added here. They've also added spawns in the Descendant pose options in the photo mode, so you can use the spawn animation as well to get some photos if you wanted. Companion app will also get some updates tomorrow, 17th. And then we have some bug fixes. So first up, Sharon has had a couple of bugs fixed for the active camouflage and area suppression. Some text was missing on the trigger module, so they've added that. Defense neutralization wasn't working, so they fixed that. So yeah, mostly other fixes here and there. And yeah, Dia's Snowflake Clash was messing up with the Dread Armor Commando in the Void Vessel, so they have fixed that one as well in the first Void Vessel. But yeah, other than that, yeah, you have a few more adjustments and bug fixes. But yeah, that is the patch notes. Of course, the main thing here is the Onslaught mode. Test it out. We have the Stormhanger, balance changes to Harris and Viessa, and a little bit to Nell and Sharon as well. And yeah, I'll be going through all of this and making videos on each of these things. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.